The bottle was the business model. Here is the odd thing about Bevi. It did not begin with a cooler. It began with a refusal to accept the entire ecosystem of the cooler. In 2013, Eliza Beckton, Sean Grundy, and Frank Lee looked at bottled water and saw a massive problem. They saw a supply chain that moved enormous amounts of plastic, water, and air just to deliver something most buildings already had. The question was never just whether they could filter tap water. The real challenge was making the single-use bottle feel entirely unnecessary. That is a much bigger business question. To solve it, the product had to win over users on a completely different level. Sustainability had to taste better. The founders discovered a major trap early in the pitch process. People might agree that plastic bottles are wasteful, but nobody changes a daily habit because a presentation made them feel guilty. Traditional soda fountains had their own flaws, with inconsistent pours and flavors that blurred together. Bevi needed an answer that was behavioral, rather than moral. By offering a customizable drink, right where old bottled beverages used to live, taste became the primary customer acquisition strategy. The sustainable choice had to win the tiny daily contest between convenience and intention, but a great beverage experience still needed a reliable engine underneath. The screen is the least important part. The touchscreen is the part everyone notices first. Yet it is also the least important part of the machine. Behind the scenes, Bevi uses digitally controlled peristaltic pumps. These are inspired by medical devices to dose flavors with absolute consistency. Then they connect the hardware to the cloud for remote telemetry. When ingredients run low, the system alerts the operations team before any user notices an empty line. That turns a simple appliance into an active node in a service network. Better monitoring cuts down on unnecessary truck rolls and makes route efficiency remarkable. Those quiet operational mechanics are what allow the model to scale smoothly. Hardware is the door, and habit is the moat. This is the exact moment the company transforms from a nice-looking appliance into a sticky business. The machine gets Bevi through the building door. Then the recurring cycle of ingredients, data, service, and habit keeps it locked in place. Every single pour gathers data and reinforces the office routine. The company has disclosed a $16.5 million Series B, a $35 million Series C, and a $70 million Series D to fuel this expansion. Those rounds funded the operational muscle needed to build a real network. Because audited financials remain private, that funding growth and millions of interactions serve as our main proof points. The next bottle is the market. Bevi has an ambition that is now much larger than just replacing the office water cooler. The strategy is to win on uptime, economics, and scale. The company announced that its systems had surpassed 1 billion single-use bottles and cans saved. These were saved across multiple global markets, including offices, gyms, hotels, hospitals, universities, and residential buildings. That milestone proves massive scale, but it does not replace a permanent competitive moat. Incumbents are watching closely, and maintaining an edge will depend on superior uptime, tight unit economics, and dense service routes. The ultimate goal is to operate as essential infrastructure for shared spaces everywhere. If you enjoyed uncovering this mechanism with us today, like the video and subscribe to Business Undercurrent for more deep dives.